Oh guys, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video on the channel. Do not go anywhere because today we're going to be learning how to do tricks over coping and how to air over coping. You guys all responded to my video last night asking me to do more tutorials, and I'm out here. It is 6:30 in the morning. I'm on the grind, bro, to get these done. I'm going to try to do as many as I can today, but I just want to say a couple of things before we get started. If you are new to my channel, thank you for coming to watch. I really appreciate it. The channel is really starting to grow. You guys are getting more interactive. I love it. We're starting to form a little community out here, and I freaking love it, guys. So thank you so much. Keep commenting, keep like liaising with me, you know, let me know. I'm reading everything. I want to know how you guys are feeling. I want to know everything about you guys and how I can help you guys on your scootering journey and how I can entertain you. So if you're new, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Be sure to come back to the channel, dude. I'm posting content almost daily, bro. So let's smash that thumbs up button. Let's get 50 likes on each video. Keep pushing for that. Keep the comments rolling, and let's get into the video and learn how to air over coping and do tricks, right? So this video will be targeted at beginners and intermediates as well, because I'm not only going to teach you how to air over coping. If you can already do that, I'm going to teach you how to do your tricks over coping. And if you watched the last video where I did like how to catch your tricks, that's going to help a lot with this video as well. If you're trying to learn to do tricks over coping, you need to kind of be able to catch your tricks as well. So go and watch that video if you haven't. I'll link it up in the cards somewhere, and let's get into the video. All right, let's go. Now, I'm going to assume that a lot of you guys watching the channel don't have access to a quarter resi, okay? Like I have Ramfest, I have access to a quarter resi. It's going to make it easier if you have access to a quarter resi, okay? But if you don't, dude, let's just use the general skate park. I've got this kind of skate park here as my local. I'm blessed to have it. I have 5 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. I've got the whole lot. I've even got a 3 foot down over there to learn to air over coping. But today we're gonna probably stick in the 5 foot. I think a 5 foot with a coping bar is pretty good to learn on. It's big enough and it can give you enough speed to propel you over coping as well. So we're gonna learn on the 5 foot. If you don't have a 5 foot, don't worry about that. Just use whatever you can. Just make sure the ramp has a coping bar, okay? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to assess the coping bar, right? Because there are ramps out there that have pretty bad coping and really good coping. So I'm going to teach you guys how to spot what is good coping and what is bad coping, okay? So I'm very lucky and blessed on this 5 foot. It actually has really good coping. Now, the way that you know if it's good coping is by how far it sticks out from the ramp, okay? So this one is only a couple of mil outside of the concrete, which is perfect. It's not gonna pop us too much to flat, and it's not gonna be too scary to hit, but it's enough coping to be able to travel over and stay in the quarter. The point of a coping bar, guys, is to be able to pop you up and out at the same time so we can stay within the quarter. Now, you'll notice that quarters that don't have coping, they're extremely hard to air very high, right? So this is a 5 foot, and I could probably air this quarter maybe 4 foot in the air before it starts to take me outside of the quarter. So that's the point. I just wanted to run you through that. So check your coping bar, guys. If it is more than maybe like 3 or 4 mil outside of the ramp, then probably don't use that, okay? Now, that being said, you can still air quarter pipes with fat coping. I do it all the time, but I'm way more experienced. I know how to do it. It's a speed thing. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that. Find the nice quarter, one that's easiest for you guys to air over the coping, okay? Because like you don't want to make it more difficult for yourself. If your skate park's really crap and it doesn't have any good coping, use what you've got and do your best. And there is an advantage to that, because if it's crap and you end up doing it, when you come to good coping, dude, you'll be laughing, you'll be chilling. So don't worry about that. Use it if you have to. But yeah, let's go. I'm sorry if these videos are a bit longer. I want to explain everything in detail for you guys. A lot of you guys have actually said that you like the longer explanations as well, so that we can really get into the details on how to do this and not just a quick fix, because you want to know every little detail about how to do it and the steps to do it. Okay, so let's get started. What are we going to do? The first thing we're going to be able to do for a beginner anyway, or an intermediate, is you've got to be able to hit the coping first, okay? So you got to have the confidence to be able to at least hit it on the front wheel, just like this. So I'm bumping it with my front wheel, but I'm not yet going over. I'm just bumping it. So the first thing I want you guys to do as beginners, don't be afraid of the coping. The coping is your friend. You gotta get away from this fear of coping. I've trained hundreds and hundreds of people, and their one fear, there's 2 fears that they have: bomb dropping into coping and airing over coping. Now, we're gonna eliminate that. The first thing you guys are gonna do is you're gonna drop into your quarter pipe and you're gonna start rolling up and actually tapping it with your front wheel, okay? Just do that over and over again. Just tap it. Feel the bump. Feel the bump. Get used to it, all right? Okay, so we're down in the half pipe right now. I'm gonna explain some other things to you guys right now so that you get the full gist of it, and then I'm gonna go over some actual practical examples on how to do this, okay? So, right now, right, we have our quarter pipe. Okay, so there's two ways to air. We can go straight up and down. So my hands here, we can go straight up out of the coping, turn and straight back down, right? That's like a linear air, just straight up and down. Now, you will use this at times, like sometimes you'll use this, you'll go straight up and down. Like on a vert, you kind of go straight up and down. But as a beginner or intermediate, we can learn to travel. So if you're a little scared, let's learn to travel. And I use the point A to point B method, right? So right now, traveling means we're going from one side to the other, okay? And we treat it like a fly out. Now, this is the most important part. This is the biggest tip of the video right here, guys. So let's pick our points. So point A, see this little squiggly line here? That's my point A, and I'm gonna demonstrate in a second. My point B is over here, okay, with another little crack. If you've got a texter or some chalk, mark your points. It doesn't matter how far away the points are. I'm gonna go further away because that's how it's easier for a beginner to go further away. So you can do a big bunny hop and travel over, and it takes out the fear, okay? So now we're gonna stand this way on the quarter pipe. Now I'm gonna teach you something. This is the concept that's really gonna help you, so pay attention. Point A is right there. Point B is over there. Now, if we were to hit the quarter this way, but it's thin air, right? Because that's why we call it an air. It's thin air. It's inside the quarter. But if we were to hit it this way, it would be the same as a fly out. Now, look. Point A's there. And if I marked point B over there going straight, that would be fly out, yeah? What's the difference? We have a solid surface on the other side. We have no solid surface here. So we're gonna treat it, and we're gonna come up on this angle here, and we're gonna go from point A to point B in a fly out motion. That's it. So you're gonna hit the point A and bunny hop all the way over to point B outside of the ramp. And instead of landing over on the solid surface, you're gonna stay inside the quarter pipe. And that's what the coping's for. And that's where the magic happens, guys. So that's the way I want you to think about it. Think about all your airs and all your air tricks. Point A to point B inside the quarter, but think about fly out, yeah? Let's give it a crack. To demonstrate this example perfectly, I'm gonna start on an angle, okay? So I suggest that all of you start on an angle. You don't have to, you can start going straight and then carve over, but if you're nervous, just start on an angle, all right? Let's go to point A to point B. We're gonna hit that coping like we said at the start. We're gonna tap it with our front wheel. We're gonna bunny hop, and what I'm gonna be looking at is my front wheel and my point B. So I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna look at my front wheel, look at it, and then watch my point B, and I'm gonna come straight into point B, ready? So we're gonna go down, point A, point B, right there, okay? So we're going up and down. Let's go one more. And I want you guys to try this as well, yeah? When you're out, mark your thing, bring some chalk. Who cares if people think you're weird? I mark the ramps all the time with tape and all kinds of things. This is how us experienced riders know where to take off and know where to land. I did this for my massive double overheads as well. When I was going quarter to resi, I had to figure out where to take off and where to land. So point A to point B, carving over, tap our front wheel, and bang, just like that, all right? And that means that we're going from point A to point B, and you'll notice in the video that I was over coping. You don't really feel it either. You don't really feel it until you start to go super high. That's the beauty of it. So the next thing I suggest for you guys to do is grab your mobile phone and set it up behind the coping, okay? So go maybe 4 or 5 steps back behind the coping, lay your phone down, and then do exactly what I just said and see if both wheels go over the coping. It doesn't count as an air over coping until both wheels go over. So once you get more advanced at this, you'll find that both wheels will just travel over, okay? Now, if you've made it this far, well done. I know it's probably boring and a lot of you guys hate it, but this is for the people that really need to learn. But if you made it this far, thank you. Now we're going to demonstrate going high over coping. Just to prove the point, all that we need to do now, the only change that we make, I think you guys can guess it, is go faster. And that's where it becomes scary because you guys don't know if you're going to stay in the quarter or not, but you will. There is a certain height ratio that will start to push you out of the quarter if you don't have the right coping. So find your right speed. And after you get a little bit more experience, you'll know how high you can air on certain quarters. Like if I was to hit a 3-foot quarter, right? I'm not going to go Mach 10 at that because I can't physically air over 5 foot on a 3-foot quarter. It doesn't mathematically make sense, right? We just can't get that high without going forwards, okay? It won't keep us in there. That's why we have different size quarter pipes. That's why some people need a 7 foot to do a huge trick and they can't do it on a 5 foot, because we use different quarter pipes for different heights, okay? So on a 5 foot, I should be able to get a good 4 feet worth of air on it if I travel at a right distance and right speed. I should be able to get a 4 foot air nice and safe and come back in without casing or landing flat, okay? So we're gonna demonstrate that. Then we're gonna move into doing some tricks air, which is the beauty of it, because once you learn this basic skill, dude, you'll be able to do tricks in the air, no problem at all. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's go nice and high. Let's do the same method. We're actually gonna carve straight from the same spot. The only thing I'm gonna change, is I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna do everything the same. I'm gonna hit my front wheel. I'm gonna bunny hop from point A to point B, but I'm gonna go faster, and let's see if you can see the height difference, all right? Let's go. There we go. That was about 2.5 feet over. We'll go one more and we'll go a little bit higher. Sorry, there's some sticks on there. There we go. And you should be able to see the difference in height easy as there. And the only thing I changed was speed and intensity. So I dropped into the quarter really intensely. There might be one little slight change that you make when you hit the coping. So you might bunny hop a little harder. Okay, so as you go faster and you hit the coping harder, you just bunny hop just a little bit more. So you just slowly ramp up your intensity on your bunny hop as well as you go faster at the quarter. Okay, so I hope that's helped you. I really want you guys to go out and try this. Now let's do tricks, all right? Let's learn tricks, because that's what we're here for. We want to learn to trick over coping, but we had to go over the basics first. So okay, so let's move on to doing some tricks, right? Let's see if you guys can guess what we need to do to be able to do tricks airing over coping. I wonder if you can guess it by now. Like, you got to kind of put all the pieces together, right? So now that you can air over coping and you can catch your tricks fly out, what do you think you do? You fuse those two things together. Hit our front wheel on the coping, dude, and we throw our trick and we catch it. Now, can you do tricks over coping without catching your tricks? Of course you can. Of course you can do that. Is it good? Yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But is it better to catch your tricks? 100%. So go back and learn how to catch your tricks fly out. And we're gonna use today as an example, the tail whip air. It's so simple. I do everything the same when I tail whip air, the same as I do fly out. So it's all the same, right? It really works the same. As long as you've got that point A and point B method and you know where you're traveling to, you do everything exactly the same. Let's do this. Let's do a tail whip air over coping. I won't go too high. I'll keep it nice and chill for you guys, going point A to point B. I am gonna catch it though. So we're gonna go up. We're gonna go just like that, dude. It feels exactly the same as fly out, man. Exactly the same. Let's go a little higher. There we go, flicking off that front foot, catching with that back foot, coming in to point B nice and easy. Let's do it with a bar spin. Tap it, bar spin, back down. Okay, let's take it a step further. Let's do a Mac flip. I'm gonna do everything the same, except when we do different tricks like overheads and stuff, we start to take out the travel. Now with the bri flip, you can travel. With a Mac flip, I like to go straight up and down with maybe a marginal travel. With a buttercup, I like to travel. So there's certain tricks that need traveling and certain tricks that don't, okay? So let's do a Mac flip. There we go. That was a slight travel. Tapping that coping, not being afraid of the coping. That is the key, guys. Okay, guys, if you made it this far, I want you to drop a comment right now and let me know if this helped you. I know people don't watch the videos the whole way through, especially mine, because they're so boring. But if you really want to learn, you got to watch the whole video. And I'm just going to go over to the people, for the people that are still here, I'm just going to go over a few things, right? And I'm going to give you the nooks and crannies right at the end. So the people that stayed the whole way get the whole gist of it, okay? So first and foremost, you need to be confident when trying this, okay? You need to get rid of that fear of the coping. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of speed, and don't be scared of coping. Once you eliminate your fear or start to build confidence in those areas, you will become a much better scooter rider, okay? It doesn't matter actually what action sport it is. You need to get rid of this, like the fear of speed and height and all of that, and hitting coping and all that. You need to build yourself up. Don't avoid it. Learn to hit the coping, no matter how long it takes you guys. Learn to tap your front wheel on it, go from point A to point B, and then slowly transition over to throwing tricks, all right? If you can whip air right now under coping, you can whip air over coping. The only thing stopping you guys from doing that is speed and confidence. I promise, there's no skill difference. You can whip air inside the quarter, you can whip out, you can If you can whip air inside the quarter under coping and you can whip outside the quarter fly out, you can do it over coping as well. You just fuse the two together and then you've got your whip air over coping. Same with like overhead, same with everything else. So guys, confidence is key. I hope you guys got something out of this video today. If you think I missed anything, please comment down below. If you have any additional questions to this topic at all, please let me know. I'll do a part 2. I'm always happy to revamp my videos. I'm going to be revamping my kickless video as well. So please don't hesitate to comment down below. And if you made it this far, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to pick up some merch, guys. I really love all the support. If you get some value out of my videos, please support me by copping some merch or some grip tape or something. All that financial aid helps me keep the channel running and live, because I love to do this. So please don't hesitate to cop some, and I'll